We live in a generous community, and one of the common questions we've heard around town is how can we help those most in need? With an answer to that, I'm joined now by Lisa, the Executive Director of the Agape Centre. Welcome, Lisa.
Oh, thanks for having me, Gabe.
All right, so let's answer that question first. And how can people help the Agape Centre help the most vulnerable in our community?
It's actually been overwhelming, the response that we've gotten over the last 2 weeks. I'm getting phone calls every day, emails, text messages as to, what people can do to help. Naturally, we're asking for donations of food, gift cards, monetary donations that we can put directly into the food bank. We've decided today to not accept any further donations of clothing, household items, furniture items, as we usually have. We're going to focus more on, preparing the food hampers and not dealing with the other donations right now. But we do ask the community to hold on to your donations, and when it's business as usual, we welcome, donations, or if there's other charities in town that, would appreciate the donations. But for now, we're going to have to put a hold on that and just focus on food.
Absolutely. And when you talk about food, what are some of the most needed items right now that are going in those hampers?
Right now, we're focusing on non-perishable items, but as we are getting donations of fresh fruit, vegetables, dairy products, we're packing as much as we can into those boxes.
All right, and let's talk a little bit about the process. Obviously, it's changed a little bit from what people might be used to at the center, all, of course, in mind to keep volunteers and clients safe. So talk to me about how you've adapted to the new reality of COVID-19.
Well, the soup kitchen has been closed since the 17th. To replace those daily lunches that people were counting on, we're preparing lunch bags that will suffice lunch for 5 days, and people can pick those up whenever they're in need. There's no public access to the food bank, so we've gone from a shopping model to a food hamper model. So boxes are prepared in advance. Clients come for their, regular scheduled appointments. They get their food hamper at the door. We also have crisis bags available that, if there's an individual in need or a family in need and they can't quite make it to their next appointment, they can stop in and get a crisis bag to hold them over. But appointments are going on like usual. The volunteers and staff are preparing everything between 8:30 and 10 o'clock each morning. Everything is ready for the day, and some prep done, if time permits, for the next day. So I think it's going smoothly. Everyone is still getting what they need, like they would at a regular monthly appointment, possibly a little bit more just to tide them over.
That's wonderful to hear. And of course, we know that the need in the community is probably growing as a lot of people are not working right now. So if there are people that may need to access the services for the first time, how can they go about doing so right now?
Just call the center. We have a receptionist on duty 4 hours a day, but your call will be returned that day. And any emails that I'm receiving, I'm responding to directly. So there's no wait time. If anybody is in need, they can, they'll get their food right away. We did, since March 16th, we've had 38 new referrals, which are 42 adults and 5 children. So that's just in the last 2 weeks.
Wow. Well, we're certainly lucky to have the Agape Centre to help take care of those vulnerable people in our community. And on that note, Lisa, thank you so much for joining me, updating our viewers. And of course, to you and all the staff at Agape, thank you so much for what you're doing for the community.
Thank you, Gabe.